Hey, what's up, guys? Jason Allen here from West Texas A&M University. Today, what we're going to be talking about a little bit is a project that a team of researchers worked on. We're all from West Texas A&M. Myself, Dana Barfield, Leslie Barn, Christopher Hudson, Joseph Ozanek, and Royce Witherspoon. These team of researchers did a phenomenal job, by the way, putting together this research. And basically, in a nutshell, what they were looking at was um, domestic flights within the United States, uh, different airlines, and using programs such as Gephi and Python, um, trying to show exactly how often these airlines get delayed. They looked at different airports, and as well as how long particular delays were taking for each airline. So as we go through the PowerPoint presentation, you'll see through the slides and the descriptions that Joe and myself will have come up with what these outcomes were and what they represent. So I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I sure enjoyed making some of the other slides, the beginning slides. Did a few costume changes, stuff like that, putting some emphasis on maybe why this research would be important to anyone considering airline travel. So I hope you guys enjoy, and look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. So try not to get blown away by my performances here. So I'll give you this first one.
Oh, I'm gonna be so late.
Brilliant, brilliant. So like I said, flight delays are a frustrating thing to have to deal with, especially when you have a specific destination, and more importantly, a limited amount of time to reach that destination. Maybe you have a business meeting or an important presentation to give, and the last thing you need is a flight delay and airline trouble. So we'll get into this next one. This next one is kind of, I mean, nowadays we have many people in the military. They're going on deployments, stuff like that. So any kind of a delay or anything, that's a big deal, especially for their family members, stuff like that. So that's another example. And then just your everyday traveler, whether or not they're going on vacation, traveling home for the holidays, or just going to see a new place. Airline delays affect us all in many ways. So learning more about networks and how connected everyone really is, a significant delay for one traveler may affect many people. This research will point to many of the domestic airlines in the United States and show just how efficient many of them are, but as always, some are more efficient than others.
This project examines flight delays and cancellations within the United States. The DOT's Bureau of Transportation Statistics has recorded information on flight performance and published such data on its website from June 2003. Together with the Federal Aviation Administration, the DOT aims to target improved airline performance. A secondary data analysis of a sample of the DOT's flight database was completed for this project. The sample of all flights recorded by the DOT in 2015 was selected given the easy availability of data. This data will look at a comparison of different airlines traveling within the United States and just how often these flights are delayed. An analysis of what caused all the delays is relevant, but to keep the data simplistic and straightforward, we are looking at whether a flight was delayed or not. To circumvent some of these issues, we will also look at which airlines fly to more destinations, actual flight frequency, and the actual comparison of the length of the delay. Each look at these different aspects gives us a clearer perspective of which airlines are the most efficient when it comes to the possibilities of dealing with flight delays. According to the FAA, a delay that is 15 minutes or less is considered on time in regards to performance. Figure 1 shows the distribution of delays across all airlines. Approximately 18% of the flights in the dataset had a delay longer than 15 minutes, in contrast to 8% which had delays in excess of 45 minutes. Figure 2 and 3 illustrate the descriptive statistics that were calculated in Python for the 2015 dataset. Figure 4 reflects the flight delays per airline based on total delay, which is equal to departure delay plus arrival delay, or early arrival in the event the number is negative. Given that the amount of flight activity differs for every airline, the data was normalized based on flight count to more accurately compare the delays and see if the results would be consistent with the rankings, which can be determined from figures 2 and 4. Figure 5 has the model distribution for each airline. As indicated in the methodology section, the higher the value of A, the better the performance and punctuality of the airline, while a lower A value would indicate that the airline suffers from significant delays. In reviewing the relationship between departure airport and flight delay, we first examine the distribution of airports visited by each airline. This can be seen in Figure 6. Thereafter, for all airlines, the average delay per airport was calculated along with the associated frequency. Due to sheer size, including the full results table would not be feasible, as such tables showing the top 3 airports were included instead. The tables also highlight airports that are ranked numerous times. This allows for a quick comparison and an easy way to spot frequent offenders. Lastly, a network visualization of the top 100 flights was produced in Giphy, as seen in Figure 7. Even though this small subset of the dataset, we are able to see that some of the routes are more frequently traveled than others, given the intensity of the lines, as well as some nodes are clearly travel hubs due to the high degree. The figures show that Southwest Airlines was the primary offender, followed by Delta Airlines in regard to flight delays. However, this can be attributed to these airlines being larger and engaging in more flight activity than other airlines. This can mean more weather delays because of just sheer flight activity across the country. For instance, a thunderstorm in Oklahoma City would affect all flights leaving OKC to their final destination. An airline that does not fly into Oklahoma City would not be affected by such a natural delay. Given a large portion of Southwest and Delta's delays are actually less than 15 minutes, as shown in Figure 1, it is not surprising that their average delays are 11 minutes and 7 minutes respectively. When evaluating the average delays per carrier, the disparity between airlines is much less pronounced. Based on the FAA's classification of on time, only one airline, Spirit Airlines, would not meet this performance criteria based on an average delay of 16 minutes. Upon first glance, it seems Southwest and Delta have the most delays percentage-wise. But if you consider flight count and the average time of actual delay, they are much more efficient. A bigger fleet means more maneuverability and flexibility to overcome delays of different sorts. Given the distribution of delays amongst the airlines, the results from the normalized distribution were compared against the results of our initial review to see if they were aligned. As suspected, due to the distribution of delays, Delta and Southwest Airlines were no longer classified as the worst airlines in regards to delays. Incidentally, they ranked second and third respectively for performance. Instead, Spirit Airlines and SkyWest Airlines were calculated to be worst airlines regarding delays. This is based on the overall composition of delays as it pertains to duration in comparison to the total amount of delays.